And we're
We
live.
are alive.
Yes, hey internet friends, MagicBrad, Synergy Cafe, Synergy Collaborative, and Synergy this, Synergy that, Synergy everything. I'm here again with my friend Damon, and we are going to talk today about can children meditate? And Damon, I think you're there because we talked earlier. Are you there?
Yes, sir, Mr. Brad.
He's
I am
here.
here.
Yes, so how was yesterday, by the way?
How was yesterday? What, the Taekwondo testing?
Yes.
It was sweet. You know, it was the first half, so it was like white belts and white yellow belts and lots of board breaks, and it went awesome. It was good. It was fun.
It's always fun to watch that stuff.
Yeah. Second half today is going to be a big deal. We got fourth degree black belt, and this is, Ethan Morris, where he's 16 going on 17. And a couple of second degree going to third degree black belts. It's going to be fun, and a whole bunch of black recommendeds, like 6 going to black belts. It's going to be a big one and a long one.
What time is that?
It starts at 2:30. Probably go till at least 6:30.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Kim's coming in for it, so it'll be a
I
big.
wonder if I had to drop up to see Ethan because that kid's fast.
He is. He's amazing. It'll be a great show.
Well, I've got a 1 o'clock another webinar I'm doing, so maybe after that I might drop by.
Sweet.
Only the shadow knows. Okay, let's talk about can children meditate? Now, I would think, of course they can. They just have to understand what to do. So let's get Damon's take on can children meditate?
Absolutely, yes. I think it's great that kids learn to meditate. Quite often our kids imitate what we do. So if we're practicing meditation, that's the best example we can give. And just finding something fun for them to meditate on. It's going to be very few children, especially the younger they are, that are literally just going to sit in a silent posture and contemplate their breath. Although it's certainly possible, we all have those memories within us of, monk time. And yet, again, walking meditation may be fun. Music could be fun. What was that?
I said we just had a big sound thing there. Whatever you just got, that sentence you just got done saying didn't come out at all. It all blurred out.
Gotcha. Yeah, maybe we're not getting the best connection today. You're kind of blurting a little bit too. So I was saying it would be really essential with kids to find a fun form of meditation.
Okay, that makes total sense. So like you said, I think you said music, or if you did the walking type meditation and made it like you were sneaking around on a desert island or something and make it into a game.
Right, or a guided meditation are really good. This open heart prayer meditation path that I'm on, we have a recorded prayer, the open heart prayer. And the best thing Leah loves to do, my little girl who's 9, and we've been listening to it probably since she was 5 or 6, is just before she goes to bed, we'll cuddle up and listen to the prayer together as our form of meditation, and she loves it. And I remember Caitlin, my former partner, she had a little boy, and he was like 3, and she started letting him listen to the open heart prayer. And even I think after the first time he heard it and went to bed with it, he absolutely insisted on it every night, whether she was with him or not. He wanted to listen to that prayer. So, yeah, kids really like the recorded things.
Like we were talking earlier about the labyrinth one that Paul Sheely has, and I bet that would be a great one for kids about going up that mountain and stopping at all those stations with the guys in the robes and all that kind of stuff. I bet that would be great for kids.
Yeah, the adventure thing. My only opinion on that is that's not so much a meditation. It's a form. It's a very deep form, but it's really more of a form of hypnosis, which is not right or wrong, good or bad, but it's definitely different from meditation, and it's very, very long. So either the kid's probably going to fall asleep with it, because it's very pleasant, but there's very few children that I would know that would, sit and listen for 40 minutes.
Well, it'd be kind of interesting, though, because they can sit through a movie, some sci-fi movie or something like that for the full duration. So I wonder if they could visualize that in their head and utilize it for, like, what it's for, is for, like, manifesting goals and things.
I mean, certainly, there's every child is different, so their attention span, a lot of times with movies and things, there's the visual acuity, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of things that happen to engage their attention. So that is a big difference between them having their eyes closed and going inward. So it's certainly possible. I would just even with an adult beginner, start with shorter sessions, 5 minutes and build on that. It's much easier to start with shorter sessions, more interesting, fun things, and then move into deeper things. That particular one, the one you're talking about, the labyrinth, is a pretty deep contemplative journey. So if you did that right out of the bat with most kids, my thought was they probably would get bored, or they would just kind of tune it out, which isn't a bad thing. If they did fall asleep or did go into a hypnotic state, which it is very powerfully do, it'd be great.
I suppose, yeah, they could obviously, because it is a visual walking up the mountain kind of thing, they could all of a sudden take off on some other path and end up in the jungle somewhere.
Yeah, like I said, you don't have to consciously be aware when you're listening to those paraliminals by Paul Sheely. They're made to go into a deep hypnotic state where you don't even hear it. So, and that makes it different from meditation, because in meditation we actually want to become more present to the moment. So it's a little bit different.
So on our topic of can children meditate, is there anything why any would say why they would not be able to meditate?
Well, I mean, they just, again, depending on the child and the form of meditation you may want to try with them. Some kids are just so energetic that, they're just going to lend themselves to different forms of meditation. Trying to get them to sit down and sit in silence is going to be the challenge. Just something to match their personality, something they would enjoy and have fun with. I think that's the key. Other than that, no, I don't see any reason why any child, couldn't learn to meditate in one form or another.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure where to go on that. This is kind of a short kind of thing. It's sort of a yes and no question. Can children meditate? So I don't know if there's much more we can talk about on that. I wonder.
Yeah, other than keeping it simple and keeping it fun. That's all it comes down to, really. And again, depending on how important it is to you to share it with your child, you being a consistent example of someone who meditates, that's what they're going to follow. If it's something important to you, that they learn to do that. It can be very beneficial for them. Once they get into their own benefits of being more relaxed and peaceful, they may want to do it on their own.
Are there any studies, the whole thing about ADD and all that and taking drugs, is meditation maybe another alternative to calm kids down?
That's a great question. I don't have any facts on that, and I am sure there is, so that'd be something, an assignment for me to look up and have more data on. So I don't have that.
Google it.
I do know that they use biofeedback, or I should say neurofeedback, which is a form of biofeedback, which is basically mirroring, letting the brain see its own brainwave states on a computer screen as a way of very effectively treating attention deficit, ADHD, and meditation does a very similar thing. It relaxes the brain down into alpha and theta states, and so it can have a very similar effect in that relaxation response. So it certainly can.
I did that thing with Dr. Yance. Brain core therapy. That was pretty fascinating.
It is, and he has one of the more cutting edge technologies, so it's good stuff.
And all you do is sit and watch a movie and try and keep it loud.
Right. And there's a bunch of little games like that they have, especially for kids, but who's not a kid or who doesn't want to be more of a kid, right?
So a side thought, is there any like monitors and things like that that are pretty affordable that a person could purchase to be able to measure their meditations and things? This would be applicable for kids and adults, but do you know of anything like that?
There's a plethora of different tools like that. I think you can go online and look for different ways of simple neurofeedback. I know the Heart Math Institute, again, mentioning them with the heart-based work, have some really affordable tools for tuning into our heartbeat as a form of meditation, and tools to monitor that and feedback to a form of biofeedback.
Well, that's always cool. I think it always helps people that have that analytical, logical mind to be able to see the little needles and all that stuff working. So
yeah,
you can justify it.
Yeah, it's a way to keep the monkey mind busy, entertained.
Okay, so we've already gone just a few minutes into this, and like I said, there's not a lot to say because I think we kind of answered the question. If you want to elaborate on something, then we'll just close this one down and move on to the next one.
Well, one of the most interesting things for me as an adult and someone who's practiced meditation for 25 plus years now in different forms it's interesting, like the older I get, the more I desire to be more childlike. It's like when I was a child, I wanted to be more of an adult. Now that I'm an adult, I'd love to be just more innocent, more present, more playful, more joyful. And meditation has really helped me do that, especially the open heart prayer meditation, because it has such a deep healing effect. And so there is this childlike innocence and quality that meditation in itself can help adults tune into. Now,
Well, that's
it
kind
doesn't
of
come
cool.
right away.
So the kid could meditate and become more like a teenager, and then you could meditate and become more like a teenager, and you kind of meet in the middle, and you could really resonate together.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think in some ways it might actually help some children, mature a little bit, depending
Yeah, and
on
I
what
think
age.
it would be good for the relationship between the father-son, mother-daughter, vice versa. That if they're doing that together, if they'd have a relationship, they could talk about it, and it'd help the bonding there too. Instead of the kid going off and thinking, "My dad's meditating all the time. What a weirdo." Get them in the same
Yeah,
vibe.
it's certainly a sweet way, to make part of a bedtime ritual. That's kind of what Lee and I have done.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, buddy, I'm going to shut this one down because I think we kind of answered the question already, and I've got another one that I got to prepare for also, and I think you've got to get going to the Taekwondo test.
Yeah, actually, I've got a client to go consult with for a couple hours first, and then Taekwondo.
Well, there you go. Okay, we all got something to do, don't we?
Yeah, busy lives.
All right, Captain, and then I'd like to talk further on some of the other things we got going. And other than that, we're going to sign this off. This is MagicBrad with Synergy Cafe and Synergy Collaborative, and Damon Dickinson. And what's your website again, Damon?
It's heartmeditationforbeginners.com.
Got that. Heart Meditation for Beginners. I can remember that. Heart Meditation for Beginners. All righty. Peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy your day. Thanks again, Damon.
Peace, everyone. Thanks, MagicBrad. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.